Yeah. OMkaram. So yeah, yesterday we were talking about chittam and traveling. You have very rightly pointed out that there is a disconnect between what actually we are and what we think we are. Why is it like that? Now, the very purpose of creation will be lost when one realizes this, That is why Lord Yamadharmaraja, was very reluctant to give this knowledge. Once all the human beings or all the creation, all the beings understand why they are here, understand the reason for the very purpose of their life, they cease to exist. And there is a danger for this creation. When we have seen the Omkaram, above that we have seen the crescent, right? That is the illusion. It is like a veil. I put a curtain here, you cannot see me. So that is the curtain of ignorance on us. Otherwise, we do not reap the karma, which is the very purpose of this life. And the creation ceases to exist. Sister Shivani says that, don't pick up a thought, work at the thought level, she says. Why? We have seen that in the mind, the physical mind, these are the four parts of the mind, right? Manas, buddhi, chittam, and ahankaram. And we were working on this chittam, the area of chittam, trying to understand what chitta is. See, the senses hand over whatever they see or hear or touch to the mind to the intellect. And there is also the interference of the ego there. And here something happens. Here something interesting happens in the chittam. We are trying to understand this area of chittam. As we try to understand this, Sister Shivani, she also says that there is a tipping point, We were also trying to understand the ignorance, right? See, the whole creation, initially it was very divine, the Kruta Yuga. That was the quality of that point of time. Gradually, it got dilated to this point, the Kali Yuga, where the individuals are at their lowest. There are again two theories here, where one theory says that it is cyclic. Now, again, we go back to Kruta Yugam, they say, where the quality of the individuals are at the highest. And then Guru Garu says that it is not cyclic, but it is like a pendulum, oscillatory, he says. Kruta Yugam, Treta Yugam, Dwapara Yugam, Kali Yugam. And again, Kali Yugam to Dwapara, and then Treta Yugam, and then Kruta Yugam. It means that the ignorance, we are totally ignorant now at this point of time. Then that ignorance lessens slowly. And we reach a point where we are totally aware. Right? And then I was talking about the tipping point mentioned by Sister Shivani. She's a Brahma Kumari. Suppose there is a whole lot of dirty water. Somebody puts a little drop of nectar in that, and slowly this dirt turns into nectar. That is how we should, that is an example how, for us to understand. Again, the whole thing turns to be a nectar, which is compared to the Krita Yugam. That somebody puts a drop of ignorance in that. Ignorance multiplies. Again, we come back to Kali Yuga, where ignorance is at its peak. A drop of nectar there. Again, it goes back to. So this is how the creation works, like a pendulum. Now, the very purpose of we sitting here and trying to understand is putting a dot of nectar in this whole dirty water of ignorance. There is a purpose, even if it is a single person sitting here, it is okay. We are at the tipping point. And slowly this multiplies. And eventually, we will see what we want to see. And chittam. Chittam is exactly, is a tricky area to understand, a little tricky, which has been made very simple by all these great people. There's a place in Tamil Nadu called Chidambaram. Chitta is this chitta we are talking about. Ambaram is the sky. Chit plus Ambaram is Chidambaram. Right? They also say that it is Chidambalam. Ambalam is stage. Chit plus Ambalam. Chit, which is like a stage. Chit is also the consciousness the word consciousness which we use without totally understanding that. So how does this look like? How does this manas look like? How does this buddhi look like? Where are all these? Chit is compared to the sky. Chit is also, the consciousness is also compared to the Ambalam stage. It is also compared to Ghatakakasham. Ghatak is a pot. No, this pot or this body is compared to a pot there. Upanishads have a beautiful way of helping us understand. This is like a pot. Initially, they said this is like a radham, which is constantly on the move. And now they're comparing it with that of a pot. Pot where this Atma is residing, the Angushtamatra Purusha is residing. So they are comparing this chittam or the consciousness with that of a pot. See, with that of a sky, with that of a pot, or with that of a stage. And now what is happening on this stage? What is happening on this sky? Imagine there is a huge space, just like the sky, inside us. That is also called as sunya. Sunya is a space, just like the sky we see outside. Whatever is there outside, we now by this point know that it is there inside. Now this chit is compared to the Ghatakakasha or the Chidambaram or the Chidambalam. It is a huge space or a huge stage where something is happening. Guru Garu also compares this with a mirror, Imagine there is a big mirror inside us. This mirror, what is happening? What can you see in this mirror? You can see the place of play. I mean, the drama of this ahamkara, the manas, the desires, the intellect, whatever established patterns are there in us. These facilities are working through them or seeing through them. The intellect is working through the filters of our samskaras, the impressions or the experiences, both pleasant, unpleasant. And then all these express themselves through those filters. The intellect sees through our experiences. The manas, the desires arise from our previous experiences. The ego, it stands where it stands at the level of its evolution. It stands at the point to which it has evolved. So all these faculties inside us, they are enacting a drama. They are enacting a drama. And all this drama can be seen in the consciousness, which is like a mirror. Who can see this mirror? This mirror can be seen by the world, They call it the personality. oh, this person is this. The personality of this person is XYZ, it's so on. The world can see our mirror, which is like the huge sky, on which all these faculties are playing their own roles. Now, yesterday we were also at a point where I was talking about chitta suddhi. This has to be cleaned. Chitta has to be cleaned. And another word I have introduced was chitta vritti nirodha. Chitta, from this consciousness, there are ripples coming out. Always, always, always. So the personality which the world sees is constantly changing. We are not the same as we were at 10 years, at 20 years, 30, 40, 50. We were not the same. You know? The personality is constantly changing. If the intellect is slightly evolved, then the personality is also seen as a slightly evolved personality. When the intellect is taken over by the Paramatma, we allow the Paramatma to take the place of the intellect. Then the personality is totally different. The personality is that of the divine. Again, we are one with the universal consciousness. That is called chitta suddhi. Chitta suddhi is cleaning all these faculties. How? How is the next question? You see, I was Guru Garu was calling this chittam as a mirror. The mirror, you're allowing all these faculties to play because the mirror is turned towards the world. The mirror is turned towards the world. So all these worldly activities creep in, and they as well, the senses transfer them to the manas and then to the intellect. All these worldly things take their play here on the screen. Just turn the mirror inward. Turn the mirror towards the Paramatma. Then, in this mirror, the whole foul play disappears, and it's only the divine play of the consciousness. And that is how we are trying to slowly progress towards cleansing of our chittam. And this Omkara, as we are using, recently there was a news bit which says that scientists have found out a faint, low frequency humming sound from the gravitational waves throughout the cosmos, they said. See, they're just inching towards the truth. They're inching slowly, which was discovered or understood ages ago. It's okay, it's good. It's one step towards the absolute truth. The faint humming sound, which is there all around the cosmos, they said. I really feel so happy. This is what we are talking about. You know, we are talking about the faint OMkaram, the faint sound, which is coming from the source of everything in this universe. And we are trying to vibrate. As you listen to the chant, all the cells in the body, they start vibrating at that frequency. I think Jasbir Ma'am was talking about the frequencies, different frequencies. She's right. And now we are allowing ourselves to vibrate at the frequency of Omkaram, which is the natural frequency of the entire cosmos. And here, for us to understand, Paramahamsa Yogananda, he explains this so beautifully. Is the physical body is made up of electrons. We have known a little about the three bodies, right? The physical, the gross body, or the subtle body, and the causal body. He says the physical body is made up of electrons. And then the causal body. The causal body, we know the prana sharira is there. He says the causal, the subtle body, there is the prana sharira there. So he says the subtle body is made up of life trance. See how they're reinforcing the concept in this. Electrons, life trance. And what is the purpose of this causal body? He says thought trance. Thoughts, eventually they manifest into actions and karma. And karma again gets planted in the causal body. So for us to remember, electrons, life trance, thought trance. So that is how we are made up of. So for Chitta Suddhi, it is necessary for us to clean the Chitta or the consciousness or awareness so that we function at a higher level. How does this happen? All this Chitta Vritti, or where do all these ripples come from? You see, we meet somebody after a long time. The previous experiences from that person could be good, bad, or ugly. And we enact the whole scene inside this, because the storehouse is the Chitta. The whole experience is relived. We relive the whole thing. So the electrons, the life trance, the thought trance, they're again in a commotion. They again suffer. They suffer either through the pleasantness or through the sorrow. That is what happens at the three levels. All these things, all these electrons, the life trance and the thought trance, they are disturbed. They are in a commotion. So consciously, we have to do something. We have to examine every thought that enters. And then, the Kalpana, there is this Anahata Chakra we are working on. We are listening to the Anahata Nadam, which is the OMkaram. See, these are the 12-petaled lotus, we say. See, please observe there are two triangles here. One is a triangle which is looking upwards. And there is another triangle which is looking downwards. See, we are at this point, the center, where the Paramatma resides inside the Angushtamatra Purusha, in the spiritual heart of the Angushtamatra Purusha. This triangle which is looking downward represents the divine intervention. The divinity is always ready. It is showering our blessings. That shows the divinity which is flowing from the top into us, which is flowing into us. And this upward looking triangle represents the seeker who is looking to the divine for his grace. So this meeting point, the meeting of the divine and the seeker is the region of the Anahata. And that is the reason why the penance or the tapas we are doing at this point. We are doing the penance at this point because it is a meeting point of the divine and the seeker. And now, see, this heart is positioned slightly above, just don't worry. I just wanted to elaborate on Sunya. Sunya is a space or the sky. I think we have seen this right here, the Daharakasha, which is the space in the heart region. And see here, this heart is slightly placed a little above, but you can measure it with your the distance between the fingers from this point, from the Adam's apple to the heart region. I told you how to mark the heart region, right? So we are talking about the Anahata Nadam, where it is perform, or we listen to the Anahatanadam. The Angushtamatra Purusha listens to the Anahatanadam in the Daharakasha. Daharakasha is a space here. The cave of meditation, we were calling it, right? So this is called Sunya. Sunya. Okay. And there is another space or another sky is called here. It is called the Atisunya. The space here is called the Sunya, the Daharakasha. Here it is called the Atisunya. There is also a space in the Visuddhi. And there is another space here at the Agnya, which is called the Mahasunya. Mahasunya. Sunya, Atisunya, Mahasunya. Where we are referring to the consciousness. The consciousness here. And when the consciousness is the sky or the space or the stage or the mirror, it is cluttered. It is cluttered with the actions of this manas, buddhi, ahamkaram. It is shrouded. It is shrouded like the sky is shrouded with the clouds. There is no clarity. And once these clouds pass away, once we clean the chittam, then you can see the mahasunya here. This mahasunya could be felt when the clouds of ignorance pass away. And how do these clouds of ignorance pass away? A little shraddha. You need to have that shraddha. Surrender. When we say namaskaram, means I surrender to you. The ego is gone. See, one aspect of the mind, manas, buddhi, chittam, ahankaram, the ego starts going down. Then the intellect, you hand it over to the Paramatma. The desires go down. And then this chittam is cleansed. It is then one can feel this mahashunya. That is the purpose of all this meditation. When we listen to the Omkaram, all the cells throughout the body, the electrons, the life trons, the thought trons, all of them start vibrating with the natural frequency of this whole universe. And no conscious effort is needed. Just sit through the meditation. And then Sunya, Atisunya, Mahasunya. And there are also higher Sunyas. Sunya, Atisunya. That's the fourth Sunya. Pancha Akashas. All this knowledge was given by the Lord himself, the Lord of death, himself to the seeker, who is Nachiketa. We can see ourselves in Nachiketa because we are craving for knowledge, jnanam. And then for us to allow all these things to happen, we need to surrender so that, all these questions dissolve and it will be easy for us to evolve. And the most important of all the things, Shraddha, surrender, we were talking. Detachment. We do everything. We work, we tend to our family, we are a part of this society. Everything goes in its own pace. But there should be a slight detachment. We don't own the situations. We don't own any of these things. It is then that the magic happens. I will stop here for any little interactions.
Masters, any sharing on this topic today? It was a nice, beautiful topic. Please raise your hand. I can unmute you, Masters.
Okay, Ravalin, I think we can hand over the session to Parameshwaran, sir.
Namaste, everyone. Yes, you are showing the Anahata Chakra diagram picture. So I was just remembering the Sri Chakra, so which is Sri Yantra also we call, right? Which is mother of all yantras. So there also, if those who have studied and those who are doing puja, meditation, our body is also the replica as above, so below, we said, right? Similar. Our body itself is a Sri Yantra. So the sloka which defines the Sri Yantra is, there is a dot first, then a small triangle, like that it goes. The sloka goes like this: Bindu Trikona Vasukona Dashara Yugma Manvasra Nagadala Samyuta Shodasharam Vrittatrayancha Dharani Sadanatrayamcha Sri Chakra Rajamudidam Paradevatayaha. So she is that. Bindu is Shiva, and like that, so many explanations are there. It's wonderful. Which vibrates. So, in fact, we are Sri Yantra. That is why Atma Vidya, when you are doing, once you understand that it's not outside, it is here also. We can do both. So, Sri Shankaracharya, in fact, codified all the pujas, all unwanted things he eliminated, and how to do right puja externally and internally. That one is called as Nava Avarana Puja. So Nava Avaranas. So you can do externally also, internally also. So externally means you need all these yantras and all that. And Nava, 9 planets, everything included there. And without the flower, Abhisheka and all that, we can do meditation also like that in our chakras. Nava Avaranas are 7 chakras and above, like that. So all these are interlinked. Our ancient wisdom is so wonderful. Really, we are all blessed to get connected. Okay. So when we do with conviction, the results will be wonderful. Okay. So if you are not taken meditative posture, please do so, removing the glasses if at all you are wearing. And as I've been telling, cross legs is always better, sitting on the floor so that your Muladhara is already active and energy will move upward. And Samagriva, Shirokaya, spine straight, erect, your head, body in the aligned state. Taking deep breaths, inhaling cosmic energy, and feel that you are receiving cosmic energy, as she said now, from above. It's already there, only we have to visualize and bhavam. That's all. Yad bhavam tad bhavati. Feeling that. Thinking and feeling, both should be there, whatever we do. It is wonderful. And as you exhale, you are removing, throwing out all the negativity, all unwanted things, all the tension, stress. Feel this going. Feel the lightness. Half the meditation is achieved, the purpose, if you do proper breathing. Feel the whole body is getting relaxed from toes to the top of the head as you exhale. And when you take the next breath, cosmic energy is filling every cell of the body, connecting to the prana shakti, opening up all the channels. So to open all the 3 nadis, important nadis, and cleanse the 72,000 nadis, meridians, channels. Let's do Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama, 5 cycles at least, at your own pace. Exhale through the left nostril. Always empty like a dirty water to be emptied before filling. Same way, empty the lungs as you exhale. Then slowly, gradually, steadily inhale. Hold for a while. Gently open the right nostril. Let go. Slow, steady, rhythmically. Again, wait for a while. Then inhale, no jerky movement. Closing, then opening left again. It's one cycle. Repeat at your own pace.
Let's start in 30 seconds, Masters.
Omkara bindu samyuktam nityam gayanti yoginaha kamadam mochadam chaiva. Omkaraya namo namaha.
Om. 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 Om